The Supreme Court may have recently tried the Environmental Protection Agency for overreach. Still, Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler has quickly extended the agency's powers beyond constitutional limits. Hello, and welcome back to XRP Ripple News, where we bring you the most recent and intriguing XRP news. We're giving away 500 XRP to those who are watching. All you have to do is upvote, subscribe, comment XRP is king, and watch the video to the end to be eligible. You don't need a constitutional expert to understand that the SEC has limited jurisdiction over cryptocurrency. Aside from action by Congress, the forefront of digital asset regulation belongs to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the main regulatory body for non-traditional securities investments, yet Gensler, picked by President Biden to head an agency focused on stock fraudsters preying on unsuspecting people, jumped headfirst into crypto like Elliot Ness followed Al Capone as proof. We don't need a better example than his all-out assault on the crypto space. If successful, Mr. Gensler will transform nearly 80 years of U.S. securities law in his first 2 years as chairman. The SEC has two significant pending cases. First, his Ripple case made by Jay Clayton in his final days as SEC chairman, but driven by Gensler, involves the digital asset XRP. Clayton, perhaps concerned that Gensler would be credited for what he saw as an easy victory for law enforcement, told Ripple executives how to classify XRP as a security for how we to grow Ripple's business. Therefore, it must disclose information about the sales to investors as if it were a publicly traded company. The Securities Act of 1933 lists the types of securities regulated by the SEC, including investment contracts. In 1946, the Supreme Court ruled on the landmark Howey test, which provides a four-part test for determining what constitutes an investment treaty. 76 years later, Gensler is turning the tide with a promise to regulate digital assets, a commitment to handle digital assets more intrusive than his predecessor Jay Clayton. More on that in a moment. How he is owned and operated by WJ. His how the company invested in the orange harvest by hotel guests. The company provided guests with all the work necessary to grow and sell oranges. Other than signing contracts to purchase land and services, the investors only raised the money. The Supreme Court ruled that this business model represented an investment contract and established what is known as the Howey test, which has been standard for decades. For comparison, blockchains are orange groves, but instead of producing oranges, each blockchain delivers a native cryptocurrency. The Bitcoin network has bitcoins, the Ethereum network makes Ether, the XRP ledger generates XRP, since Bitcoin tokens, and all networks perform the function for which blockchain was invented, is XRP ledger, where Ripple and other independent companies operate in various ways, uses XRP, the network's native currency, to settle transactions in different currencies. LBC, on the other hand, works on his library blockchain like dollar bills on our server's restaurant table by tipping the artist with a decentralized multimedia content platform. Most importantly, the SEC's claim is not limited to when or how Ripple or Library sold their tokens. The SEC argues that these two unique tokens are securities, regardless of who sold them or for what reason. There is no difference between Ripple or his library executives selling tokens and people trading cryptocurrencies later. If true, the SEC may regulate after-market sales independently of these companies, including sales by exchanges and retailers. It's like saying that the way we orange the grocery store sell our unregistered securities. Imagine the economic impact on innocent consumers. Securities law governs investments like Howey's, but the SEC claims it doesn't matter why someone bought those tokens. A recent library hearing exposed Lur's ludicrous theory in a nutshell, using it in a blockchain network without knowing that companies might be using it on the same network. All tokens are an investment if you buy them on the secondary market to do so. Also, the seizure of power is gamblers. He limited public input into SEC rulemaking and expanded the most comprehensive environmental data (ESG) disclosure requirements ever proposed in the United States. This could push a progressive social agenda, and as reported by Fox Businesses, Eleanor Toledo and Charles Gasparino could help secure a more extensive job as Treasury Secretary in the Biden administration. There is a possibility that gaining Lerner's war on crypto may be his most ambitious and dangerous insult to constitutional norms. In every case, how we found that securities involves the actual contract or some degree of privacy between the buyer and the seller. Gensler intends to overturn nearly a century of precedent with his forced bulldozer in the absence of parliamentary action. A veritable treasure trove of email messages and documents from within the Securities and Exchange Commission has been turned over to Ripple, whose founder created the XRP cryptocurrency and now finds themselves as defendants in a high-profile legal battle with a regulatory agency over its assertion that XRP was illegally sold as an unregistered security steward. All the rowdy Ripple's general counsel broke the news on Twitter on Thursday, declaring victory and an 18-month battle within the larger war over the collection of discovery materials dubbed the Hinman documents. Over 18 months and 6 court orders later, we finally have the Hinman docs, internal SEC emails and drafts of his infamous 2018 speech. Will they remain confidential for now? At the SEC insistence, getting them was well worth the fight. The documents revolve around former SEC Director William Hinman and a much-publicized speech in 2018 declaring that Ethereum, like Bitcoin, was sufficiently decentralized and thus not subject to federal securities regulation. Hinman's remarks that day represent the thickest cloud currently looming over ongoing debates over crypto regulations and play a vital role in the SEC December 2020 lawsuit against Ripple, asserting that Ripple sold XRP as an unregistered security. With a market capitalization of $22.3 billion, XRP is currently the 6th largest cryptocurrency, according to CoinGecko. Last month, a federal district court judge dismissed repeated attempts by the SEC to block Ripple from accessing the documents at the expense of alternatives like XRP and Ethereum. Ripple originally obtained the right to demand the documents in January. Some industry observers felt that the papers did not significantly strengthen Ripple's claims, but according to all the Radhi, those assumptions are false, keeping it secret for now, according to the SEC. But I can tell you it was worth the fight to get them, he tweeted. I have always been happy with our legal arguments and feel better now. I was always frustrated with the SEC tactics, and now I feel even worse. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler once again found himself at the center of a controversy. Gensler testified before the Senate Banking Committee on his stance on cryptocurrencies. During the hearing, Gensler revealed that currencies using the proof-of-stake model could be securities. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, has just undergone a merger that moves its consensus mechanism to proof-of-stake. Gensler recently referred to Bitcoin and Ethereum as commodities and agreed that their enforcement should fall under the CFTC. However, at the recent hearing, he changed his stance. Gary Gensler originally stated that Bitcoin is the only secure cryptocurrency to call a commodity. Recently, it also included Ethereum. In these criteria, however, it returns to its original position after the merger. Gensler, his testimony before the Senate Banking Committee, revealed that cryptocurrencies that depend on a proof-of-stake mechanism could fall under the SEC. He believes that people hold shares of their currency to predict profits. Thus, cryptocurrency can be viewed as an investment contract. If true, Ethereum could pass the Howey test, determining which assets fall under federal security law. Jake Czerwinski of the Blockchain Association believes Gans Mueller's analysis needs to be more accurate. He pointed out that those who understand securities law know that the merger does not make Ethereum look more like a security. Furthermore, he also pointed out that Ethereum is a significant risk mitigation event, which contrasts with the chancellor's view. If Gary could be wrong about Ethereum, that proves his cluelessness generally about crypto matters, especially Ripple's XRP. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and to stay updated, make sure to click the subscribe button.